For 24 years, a man kept his daughter locked in a soundproof cellar beneath his family home in Amstetten, Austria. Neighbors waved to Josef Fritzl, never suspecting the horror below. His wife, Rosemarie, lived just above, unaware of the nightmare unfolding beneath her feet. Fritzl led a double life, respected family man above, monstrous captor below. He convinced everyone that his daughter, Elisabeth, had run away to join a cult. Even as he fathered children with her in captivity, the community saw only a dutiful grandfather, never suspecting the truth. This case forces us to confront how easily evil can hide behind ordinary facades. The discovery in 2008 shattered the illusion of safety, revealing darkness lurking in plain sight. To truly understand the horror of the crime, we must first look closely at the man behind it. Who was Josef Fritzl, and how did he become capable of such unimaginable acts? His story is not just about a single crime, but about a lifetime of secrets, control, and darkness that slowly built up behind closed doors. Josef Fritzl was born in 1935 in Amstetten, Austria, a small town that would later become infamous because of him. In his early years, he was already known as a strict, controlling figure both in his community and especially within his own home. Neighbors described him as distant, sometimes cold, and always determined to have the final word. Raised by a single mother after his father abandoned the family, Fritzl often spoke of a harsh, loveless childhood. He claimed his mother was abusive and that he grew up feeling isolated and unloved. These early experiences seemed to shape him into a man obsessed with dominance and control, desperate to never feel powerless again. As an adult, Fritzl became an electrical engineer, a profession that gave him not only respectability but also the technical skills to construct elaborate hidden spaces. He used this knowledge to secretly build a concealed dungeon beneath his house, a project that took years and was hidden from everyone, even his closest family members. What few people knew was that Fritzl already had a dark criminal past. In the 1960s, he was convicted of rape, a fact that was quietly ignored by authorities and never spoken of in his community. This early crime was a chilling warning sign, but it was buried and forgotten, allowing him to continue living a double life. Fritzl's ability to hide his true nature was nothing short of chilling. To the outside world, he appeared to be a devoted family man, smiling in photographs and attending community events. But behind closed doors, he was a predator, manipulating and terrorizing those closest to him. His home at 40 Ybbstrasse was more than just a house. It was his kingdom, a place where he ruled with absolute authority and fear. The modest exterior hid the dark reality within, as Fritzl maintained strict control over every aspect of family life. He raised 7 children, enforcing a regime of strict discipline and unquestioned obedience. Family life was marked by his stern rules, and any challenge to his authority was met with anger or punishment. The atmosphere in the Fritzl household was tense, with everyone careful not to cross him. This environment of control and fear set the perfect stage for his ultimate crime. The boundaries between normal family life and his secret world of abuse became increasingly blurred as he manipulated everyone around him to maintain his power. The psychological prison he built upstairs was as real and suffocating as the physical one he constructed below. His victims were trapped not just by walls and locks, but by years of psychological manipulation and terror. Josef Fritzl's story is a chilling warning. Monsters do not always look like monsters. Sometimes they wear the mask of normalcy, hiding in plain sight, and it is only when the mask slips that the true horror is revealed. Josef Fritzl's obsession with control focused on his daughter, Elisabeth. After a failed escape at 16, Elisabeth was lured into the cellar at 18, under the pretense of helping her father. Once inside, Fritzl drugged her and locked the door. Her nightmare had begun. He forced her to write a letter claiming she'd joined a cult, fooling her family and police. Rosemarie and the siblings mourned, never suspecting Elisabeth was imprisoned below. The cellar was a fortress, hidden entrance, steel doors, soundproofed walls, and a ventilation system. Fritzl engineered every detail for secrecy and control. Elisabeth's world shrank to a few dark rooms, her fate sealed by her father's deception. The perfect crime was hidden just beneath the surface of everyday life. Life in the cellar was a relentless cycle of fear and isolation for Elisabeth. She endured years of abuse, giving birth to 7 children in squalid conditions. 3 children, Kerstin, Stefan and Felix, remained with her, never seeing sunlight. Elisabeth became their teacher and protector, creating a fragile sense of normalcy. 1 infant died. Fritzl disposed of the body without remorse. The other 3 children were taken upstairs, presented as abandoned by Elisabeth. Rosemarie unknowingly raised her own grandchildren, believing her husband's lies. The family above lived in ignorance, while a hidden family suffered below. Upstairs, life appeared normal. Josef and Rosemarie raised the 3 abandoned children as their own. The children went to school, played in the garden, and were embraced by the community. Fritzl maintained his double life, switching between caring grandfather and secret captor. Social services accepted his story, granting custody and never suspecting the truth. The system meant to protect was manipulated to hide his crimes. The laughter of children above was a cruel reminder to those trapped below. Fritzl's deception thrived in the routines of daily life. The contrast between the worlds upstairs and downstairs was a chilling testament to his control. The 3 children in the cellar, Kerstin, Stefan and Felix, knew only darkness and confinement. Their world was 60 square meters with no sunlight, grass or fresh air. Elisabeth was their teacher, protector and sole source of love. She created routines, taught them to read and tried to shield them from despair. The children suffered health problems, pale skin, poor teeth and stunted growth. Psychologically, they developed strange behaviors, shaped by deprivation. Kerstin, the eldest, faced severe health issues. Fritzl was a distant, godlike figure, provider and jailer. Their understanding of family was warped by captivity. Elisabeth's devotion kept them alive, forging an unbreakable bond. Her strength in the face of horror was extraordinary. This love would ultimately lead to their rescue. After 24 years of secrecy and unimaginable control, Fritzl's carefully constructed world began to unravel, not through suspicion or investigation, but through something he could not predict: illness. The fortress he had built around his secret was about to be breached, not by force, but by the vulnerability of a child in need. In 2008, Kerstin, the eldest of Elisabeth's children, fell gravely ill. Her condition was dire. She was unconscious, her body failing, and her life hanging in the balance. The underground world Fritzl had created could no longer shield him from the outside. Elisabeth, desperate and terrified for her daughter's life, pleaded with Fritzl to seek medical help. For years she had endured in silence, but now her mother's instinct overpowered her fear. Fearing exposure but unable to ignore the crisis, Fritzl finally relented. He carried Kerstin to the hospital, her condition too severe to hide any longer. The decision was a turning point, one that would set off a chain reaction he could not control. At the hospital, Fritzl claimed Kerstin had been abandoned by her mother, Elisabeth. But the doctors were immediately suspicious. The girl's symptoms were unusual, and her appearance suggested a life spent in isolation. Kerstin's mysterious illness, combined with a strange note supposedly from her mother, raised even more red flags. The medical team sensed there was much more to the story than Fritzl was telling. The authorities were alerted. Police held a press conference and made a public appeal, urging Elisabeth, wherever she was, to come forward and help save her daughter's life. In the cellar, Fritzl allowed Elisabeth and her sons to watch the news broadcast. For the first time, the outside world was reaching into their hidden existence, offering a glimmer of hope. The pressure on Fritzl mounted. Elisabeth, seeing a chance to save Kerstin, pleaded with him for freedom, not just for herself but for her children. The walls of secrecy were closing in. Finally, after years in darkness, Fritzl released Elisabeth, Stefan and Felix, leading them upstairs and into the light. The moment marked the beginning of the end for his reign of control. The world he had dominated for decades was slipping away, and he could feel his grip loosening with every passing hour. The rescue was set in motion by a mother's desperate love, a force stronger than fear, secrecy or control. As the truth began to emerge, the world would soon learn the full extent of the horror and the courage it took to break free. Elisabeth's emergence from the cellar marked the end of Fritzl's reign. At the hospital, police separated her from Fritzl and promised she'd never see him again. Safe at last, Elisabeth revealed the full horror of her captivity, the abuse, the births, the double life. Police arrested Fritzl and searched the house, uncovering the hidden dungeon. The discovery shocked Austria and the world. Media descended on Amstetten, and the House of Horrors became infamous. Neighbors were stunned, unable to reconcile the man they knew with the monster revealed. The case forced Austria to confront uncomfortable questions about trust and vigilance. Fritzl's secret life exposed the dangers of complacency. Evil had worn the mask of the ordinary. After their rescue, Elisabeth and her 6 surviving children began the long road to healing. The trauma they endured was unimaginable, but their journey towards recovery was marked by small, significant steps. Therapy sessions became a regular part of their lives, helping them to process their experiences and rebuild their sense of safety and trust. The Cellar children faced a new world: sunlight, open spaces, and freedom. For the first time, they felt the warmth of the sun on their skin and the fresh air in their lungs. These simple pleasures, which many take for granted, were new and overwhelming experiences for them. The family was reunited, meeting as siblings for the first time. The bonds they formed were immediate and strong, as they shared a unique understanding of their past and a collective hope for the future. Their reunions were filled with tears, laughter, and the beginning of new memories. In 2009, Josef Fritzl stood trial, charged with murder, rape, and enslavement. The trial was a pivotal moment, not just for the family, but for the world watching. It was a stark reminder of the horrors that can occur behind closed doors and the importance of justice. Elisabeth's powerful testimony sealed his fate. He was sentenced to life in a psychiatric institution. Her courage in facing her abuser and recounting her ordeal was a testament to her strength and determination to protect her children and seek justice. The family, under new identities, worked to rebuild their lives in secrecy. They moved to a new home, far from the place of their suffering, and began to create a new life filled with hope and possibilities. Their anonymity was crucial for their safety and peace of mind. Elisabeth's strength and devotion to her children inspired many. She became a symbol of resilience and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her children. Her story touched hearts around the world and highlighted the power of love and determination. Their story is one of survival and the resilience of the human spirit. Despite the unimaginable horrors they faced, they emerged stronger and more united. Their journey is a powerful reminder of the strength that lies within us all. The Fritzl case remains a dark lesson in vigilance and the hidden dangers within society. It underscores the importance of being aware and taking action when something seems amiss. The community's role in safeguarding its members cannot be overstated, but above all, it is a testament to hope, healing, and the unbreakable bond of family. Their journey from darkness to light serves as an enduring symbol of the power of love, resilience, and the human spirit's capacity to overcome even the most harrowing circumstances.